welcome back to Sham's Makeup Artistry. I know I have been away for some time now and it's been pretty hard on me when I'm actually working and then to film at the same time. So I was supposed to film like a couple of tutorials which hasn't taken place yet, but I decided to share with you guys my top favorites and the products that I've been trying out. So without further ado, let's just get started. So I do have a couple of new stuffs that I've been trying out throughout the month. So here I do have two foundations that I've been putting to test. The very first one has to be from Mercier, and this one is their Flawless Lumiere Radiance Perfecting Foundation. I've been trying this foundation out for a bit, like from I think in between of January and February, and I am in the shade 4W1 Maple. And this foundation, I've tried out the matte version of it. It doesn't really work on my skin because I do have a combination to dry skin. It kind of makes me look even more dry when I try the matte version. So I was kind of excited when they came out with the luminous version and I decided to try them. So I have been like having a hate and love relationship kind with this foundation. There are days that I feel it doesn't work on my skin. I feel that my skin looks like cakey with this foundation, but there are days that I feel that I'm totally in love with this foundation. So I'm kind of like in between and I'm still working with it to come up with a full detailed review for you guys. So I have to definitely give this like more tries. Although it's been some time, I feel that I still need to work on it. I've seen a lot of reviews on it. I've seen more positive reviews than being a negative review, but for me it's like in between. So let's wait a bit. But I'm kind of like in between of loving this foundation. So let's see. And the other foundation that I've been trying out is from Guerlain, and this is the Lingerie de Peau Natural Perfection Foundation Skin Fusion Texture, and this has an SPF of 20. And in this foundation, I am in the shade 04W. The very first time I was trying to match myself to this foundation, it was a fail. I did it online and the shade was totally off when I got my package, and I was kind of like very disappointed because the shade finder on Sephora is supposed to give us the best guide, especially when you're shopping online, but it doesn't. I kind of like don't trust shade finder at all. So I had to like switch the shade and I got the shade 4W, which works much better on my skin. So this is the foundation that I'm actually wearing on my skin today. I really like this foundation thus far. Being a combination to dry skin, I do love this foundation. But for oily skin girls, I would not recommend this foundation because this foundation is not a matte foundation. It's much more like a luminous, glowy finish. So if you tend to have oily skin, I am afraid that this will make you very greasy. There are days that I need to blot my skin with this foundation. So with that being said, I assume that oily skin girls would not love this foundation. But for me, I personally like this foundation. I like how it gives a very natural finish to the skin, and I don't need to work very hard for me to get a good coverage with this foundation. This is not like a full coverage foundation, but for me personally, lately I've been enjoying like more of a natural finish. I like my skin showing through. So this one has been one of the best that I've been using lately. But of course, none of these foundations that I'm currently trying can beat my Dior Forever foundation. This has to be the best. I'm not sure whether these are still available or they have changed the formulation or they have changed the packaging. I am not too sure about that because I do not see them online. I only see the latest version of Dior Forever Matte and Dior Forever Glow or Luminous, whatever it is. So I'm kind of disappointed. Of course, if it's only the packaging, I'm fine, but if it is the formula, I am totally disappointed. Now moving on to concealers. I've been giving concealers kind of a try because if you guys have been with me for some time, you know that I'm a foundation freak. I also like trying concealers, especially for my under eye area. I always hunt for the best concealers that I can find myself. So I've been trying out the Makeup Forever. These are the Ultra HD Light Capturing Self-Setting Concealers. And I got two shades. One of the shade that I got is number 44, which I use it as a highlight shade, and I use number 42 as a corrector. Now, coming up to the verdict of this concealers, I have been seeing many people raving about this concealers. I've seen people saying that you do not need to set your under eye with it. For me personally, it doesn't work that way. I still need to set the concealer in. Although I do have like a dry under eye area, but if I do not set it in, it kind of creases on the under eye area. And I do have like little crow fits on my under eye area, and they show up very prominently if I do not set them in. So they kind of crease on the under eye area. Overall, I only use concealers for my under eye area and also the sides of my mouth lately. I've been like quitting highlighting all over my face lately as well. I just want to keep things as simple as possible. So I've not seen these concealers lasting on my skin if I do not set them. But when I set them, they kind of have a very beautiful finish, very natural finish. It doesn't cake up under your eye area and it doesn't dry up your under eye area. So that's a plus point. But being it not creasing, it doesn't work for me. So if you are in a verge of trying out this new concealers from Makeup Forever, be careful. You may want to set it with a powder, but do not use too much of powder as well because it ends up looking very heavy on your skin. Moving on to blushes, I do have 3 blushes that I've been enjoying. So these 3 blushes are all from Buxom and I have been obsessed with these blushes. I think I've got 4 out of 7 shades or something like that, which I'm definitely looking forward to try out. A couple of other shades which I pretty much find that it will go on well with my skin tone. These blushes do look very light when you look at it at very first go, except for the one in the middle right here, which is Goa. This one does look very light, but it shows up so well on the skin. Right now I'm actually wearing the shade Mykonos. I hope I'm pronouncing the island name correctly. And I've been really liking this shade. It looks very much like Orgasm blush by Nars, but it's like far more pigmented than any Nars blushes. And this is how it looks on my skin. I really love it. This blushes kind of has a glow from within. This is their Wanderlust Primer Infused blush in the shade Mykonos again. And this is how it looks like. So if you are looking for something that looks just like Narcissus Orgasm blush, you may want to try out this one because a little goes a long way. They are very pigmented, and with these blushes you do not need highlighters at all because it has a beautiful glow to it. So this is how the blush looks like when it's swatched, and this is how it looks like on my skin. Some blushes, though I have mentioned it tons of time on my channel, it doesn't do them any justice when you swatch them. So the other one that I've been loving is the shade Goa. Again, this one is like highly pigmented and this is how it looks like. So it's much more like a berry kind of shade and very beautiful yet again. So this is how it looks like when it's swatched. And I've been totally loving these blushes. And the other one that I have been using non-stop has to be Seychelles. This one, of course, it doesn't really show up that bright on my skin, but I've been really loving it. I kind of top it on with my bronzer and I kind of feel that I get the best glow with it. So this is how Seychelles looks like. Again, you can see that it's very light, and this would definitely go well with any skin tone. All of these blushes, I believe it looks good on any skin tone. And this is how Seychelles looks like. So this is like, if you can see on my skin, it looks more like my skin type. But on the cheek area, it does pull on very beautifully. Okay, one last thing before I complete my favorites with lip products. Has to be an eye palette, and I've been only using this one eye palette like forever, from January up till February end, and even now this is the only thing that I've been reaching out for. One of the reasons could be because I'm very comfortable with neutral shades, and these days I kind of like prefer something that I can work on very easily and very quick. I have been like off applying too much of makeup over my face, if that does make sense. And this is the palette that I've been enjoying throughout the month of January, February and now March. This is from Nars and this is their Skin Deep Eye Palette. Of course, when it comes to Nars, even though it's new, the packaging has to get dirty and gunky. So unfortunately, so this is how the palette looks like, and this is pretty new for the Narcissus makeup range, but you can see how much I've ducked into it. Like, I've been crazily using this one. Each and every shade here is workable on any skin tone, and if you love neutral shades, you will definitely love this palette. It's like a must buy in my list. This one has to be one of the best palette that I've been totally enjoying. Every shade here I love using. Especially I love dipping my brush into these two shades which are right here as my all over lid shade. And then I use these two shades which are right here to blend them in. And then this shade here and also this one, I love using it as my inner corner highlight shade. These are the colors that I'm actually wearing on my lid area even today. So I've been totally enjoying this, easily blendable. The eyeshadows doesn't crease. I don't know if it has to do with my eyeshadow primer from Fenty Beauty, which I really love. But overall, this palette is a beautiful palette. I've seen reviews on it on Sephora and I see many people just love this eye palette. The only problem that I face with this eye palette has to be me opening it. Once it's like tightly closed, it's like super hard to just open it. I don't know what's about it. It's super hard and I hate that. So most of the time I just leave it like half closed, which is not advisable. But I just have to do it because sometimes it just ruins my nails and I hate that. But just to warn you guys, I've even heard people talking about it. It's like it's super hard to open it up. So now we are almost into the end. I have to start with a lip liner that I've been enjoying throughout the month of February. And of course, you guys know that I love my Sephora Masquerade lip liner, but this is something that I found myself lately and I've been totally loving this lip liner. And this is by PatMcGrath. This is their Perma Gel Ultra Lip Pencil in the shade Manhattan. Amazing lip liner. It's such a creamy lip liner and it lasts on the lips forever. I've been using this lip liner non-stop, like kind of putting it to test. I've been quitting using my Masquerade for a bit and I must say that I love this lip liner. I did swatch other shades that were in the range of lip liners from PatMcGrath. I didn't really prefer the other shade. Probably it's because they would not show up that well on my skin tone. But this shade is such a perfect one. And it's such a creamy lip pencil. And this is how Manhattan looks like. I just need to draw my lips one time and I'm good to go for the day. Unless I really want to make it look more prominent and then reapply my lip color. And with this lip liner, I have been enjoying this particular lipstick, which I've been using it like crazy and I'm actually wearing on my lips right now. And it's a drugstore lipstick and it's by Loreal. And this was shared on my yearly favorite as well because I've been really loving this lipstick. And these are the L'Oreal Color Rich lipstick in the shade Radical Rosewood 987. I will list it down on the description bar below just for your reference. This lip shade is such a beautiful lip shade. It does feel matte on the lips but it's super comfortable. And I've been using this lip shade on an everyday basis. This is how I wear my makeup most of the time lately. And this lip shade goes well with it. And this is how it looks like. You can see that I'm halfway done. And I definitely need to get another one. And this is how Radical Rosewood looks like. It's a beautiful shade. It does have like a scent to it, like a vanilla scent to it. But I don't usually get turned off with the scent, so I'm okay with it. So I do have two more lip products to share with you. One of it is from Stila. And this is in the shade Ricco. I've been really enjoying this. Although we are almost into spring, I've been really enjoying this lip color. I kind of make my eye look very simple with this lip color and I've been enjoying it. And it's pretty deep, like a burgundy maroon shade, but it's super pretty. And this is how it looks like. So it's a beautiful shade and they feel very comfortable on the lips. They're not drying. I personally feel the Stila Stay All Day liquid lipsticks aren't that drying on the lips. So I've been really liking this one. And the last but not least, which I kind of love topping it on with my Radical Rose lipstick, has to be from Huda Beauty. And this one is in the shade Girlfriend. This is their liquid matte lipstick. And again, it's in the shade Girlfriend. I've been really liking this one. I kind of like top it on the lipstick that I'm currently wearing on the days that I want it to look even more lighter. And I've been really liking it. For me, Huda Beauty liquid matte lipsticks are very comfortable on the lips. They are a little bit more watery, but they do set in well on the lips. And this is how the shade Girlfriend looks like. So we're kind of done with monthly favorites. I do hope that you enjoyed my monthly favorites. To my very next one, stay beautiful both ins and out. Give me a thumbs up, share all your love and support, and subscribe to my channel. Goodbye.